Everyone, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Winninger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. A big warm-up is on the way, and it starts on Friday. So as we're wrapping up the work week and going into the weekend, tons of sunshine, 50s and a few 60s, and then it keeps warming up. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Look at what's been happening today, what's going to happen, and then details on our big warm-up and what happens next. It's going to be a quick shift in our weather pattern, so let's go ahead and get into it. Our headlines through the next couple of days include plenty of sunshine through Friday. A couple of afternoon clouds are expected. Temperatures start warming up and they keep warming right into this weekend, but by Sunday afternoon, our next cold front makes landfall on the Oregon coastline as it pushes through the Pacific Northwest. That's when we're going to be seeing more showers, and then a little bit of mountain snow and snow in our lower elevations Sunday night and Monday morning. But after that, we stay in a little stagnant of a weather pattern for a couple of days before temperatures begin to rebound. So let's get back to those cameras. Look outside and across the high desert this afternoon. We have tons of sunshine, a couple light clouds, and no precipitation in sight. So that means our roads are dry. And when we look through the whole Tri-County area, we can see a lot of shadows on the ground indicative of that sunshine. We just saw the cameras that showed very little cloud cover, and satellite and radar doesn't show much for radar when it comes to rain. There are a few scattered showers that were out there earlier east and southeast of Portland, but that might have had to do with some lower visibility and fog as well. And then through the that really fizzled out. They're looking at clearing as well. And there are some showers south of Pendleton coming almost over to Baker City through the higher elevations, and it's a little bit of a wintry mix. But when it comes to the Tri-County area, we've just had partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions, and those clouds have been thinning out. There is a ridge of high pressure that's building into the Pacific Northwest, and this high is going to be a blocking high, because when we look at the bigger picture, we see a couple of things. First, our next system is well out over the Pacific Ocean. We'll take a closer look at that later. Second, our high pressure is coming right up the coastline, and it's already starting to build into the region. So through the Tri-County area, we have actually seen quite a bit of clearing here during these last several hours. But when we go ahead and look at the bigger picture, including that next low, it's over the northern Pacific Ocean and getting into the Gulf of Alaska, or at least parts of it are. And this low's been sitting out there for a couple of days. It's already gone through a couple cycles. It's redeveloping, and we can see some tightly stacked isobars coming out of the center of rotation, and that's indicative of very strong winds. We call it a steep gradient. Notice the difference. Around that low, we have tightly packed isobars. We have that steep gradient. Over the Tri-County area, over Central Oregon, and really the Pacific Northwest, a very flat gradient. It's a very loosely stacked isobar, so that's why we have just a light breeze today. By this afternoon, could become breezy at times during the next couple of hours as we go into the evening, but for the most part, that's our next big system, and we have this ridge of high pressure that's blocking it from coming in. Now that high is going to give way to this next system by this weekend. We're talking later Sunday we start to get some showers, but let's talk about the warm-up first. Today, really in the last 24 hours, temperatures topped out in the 40s and some 50s on the map. Now we still have a little bit of warming left to go. I'm doing this a little bit earlier because tonight I'll be doing the shows live. The evening lineup is going to be live from the High Desert Stampede in Redmond at the Fair and Rodeo Grounds. So really, we are expecting a chilly evening, a cold night, and across the high desert, temperatures are right now sitting in the 40s with a few 50s. So a lot of what we saw on that map, some of it was holdovers from yesterday, and right now we're running between 2 degrees cooler and 6 degrees warmer than it was this time on Wednesday. Now, through this evening, our temperatures are going to be falling here around sunset. They start to gradually fall, then it gets cooler quicker, and we're looking at temperatures falling through the 40s and into the 30s, solidly in the 30s and just above freezing by 11 p.m. Overnight, bottoming out in the 20s. By tomorrow, our school bus forecast shows we're starting in the 20s, so cold to start with a gentle breeze, and by the afternoon, 50s with a few 60s possible. And some PM clouds aren't out of the question, just not nearly as many as we've had today. Now, as we go forward past that Friday, we're close to average for this time of the year, right on target. In fact, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures bump up above average, so not as warm as it has been earlier in the transitional season, earlier as we were going from winter to spring, because we did hit a couple days in the 70s, but either way, this is above average. It's very pleasant. And then Sunday afternoon, showers start to roll into the high desert. We keep some rain through Monday and Tuesday. Notice that big drop in temperatures coming down 11 degrees from Sunday to Monday and staying in the 50s with some 60s by Tuesday. That's because of the precipitation. So let's go ahead and time that out. Here through this evening, we're still getting under the influence of this ridge of high pressure, and our next system is well out over the Pacific Ocean. And here through tonight, it stays clear. Where we have some clouds, those thin out, then it stays clear. It's getting cold, and a gentle breeze is expected. Through Friday, tons of sunshine. By Saturday, during the afternoon, we really start to see some clouds roll in, but it stays dry. Freeze frame. Sunday at noon. That's when we start to see those showers really cresting over the Cascades and working into the high desert. By noon, it's already going to be wet on the west slopes of the Cascades, going all the way to the coastline. And then through Sunday, off and on showers are expected. Winds get breezy, but it all depends on how quickly that rain rolls in. If it rolls in a little bit later than this specific model has it forecast to roll in, temperatures are going to get a little warmer. And if it rolls in earlier, temperatures aren't going to get as warm. Another thing to think about is if we have a little bit more heating, temperatures pick up a little bit more because that rain is delayed, then we are looking at more moisture. We are looking at the potential for some convection. So by Sunday afternoon, though this forecast model isn't showing it, I wouldn't rule out, depending on what happens through the day, I wouldn't rule out some thunderstorm activity by Sunday afternoon. And it could just be some light thunderstorms. At the moment, I didn't see any risk of thunderstorms or severe weather from the SPC. It's just a thought because dew points are going to be up there in the 40s, close to 50 degrees. And if we get this system slowing down anymore, and the rain holds off. That's the only opportunity that I really see of that chance of thunderstorm activity. Then by Monday, it stays cool, it stays breezy, and that next reinforcing cold front pushes through, bringing a little bit more precipitation. So we're going to do something different that we typically don't do. I pulled up a long-range forecast model. This is known as the GFS, and it goes through the next several days. We're only going to take it through the rest of the 7-day planner. So on Sunday, it shows that we are looking at a chance of those showers through the afternoon and evening hours and overnight. Then by Monday, we keep that chance of precipitation. By Tuesday, some in and out clouds, a low chance of rain, still breezy for many of us. And then by Wednesday, we start to see some clearing. So in and out clouds are expected on hump day of next week. By Thursday, it shows another system approaching, but not quite cresting over the Cascades. In fact, staying west of the mountains. But between, so it doesn't look like any major systems after the Sunday-Monday front that rolls in and the ensuing reinforcing cold front, but ultimately we're looking at little to no chance of precipitation through Saturday at 11 p.m. We're talking a few sprinkles, a couple flurries, and that's as those clouds start to roll in late on Saturday. Winds right now aren't gusting too high. Gusts aren't even above 12 miles per hour. Actual wind speeds are between 2 and 10 miles per hour. Now, here through the last several hours, winds have mostly been at a light breeze. Later on this afternoon and evening, it could get breezy at times, so that is something we're tracking, but a gentle breeze overnight, a light breeze through Friday, and then by Saturday, as clouds start to roll in advance of this next system, winds could be getting a little breezy for parts of the high desert, but still 5 to 15 miles per hour gusting at 20 plus. So for tonight, temperatures back into the 20s with a few 30s. Most of us either near or below freezing, some of us well below freezing, and very little cloud cover after we get these clouds pushing out of the high desert. By Friday, more sunshine, some light clouds, highs in the 50s. Most of us mid to upper 50s, some low 60s are going to be possible, and then we surge into the 60s Saturday and Sunday. Remember, Sunday is when our next chance of rain starts, Sunday afternoon through the overnight hours and into Monday. Some snow showers or a wintry mix is possible early Monday morning, but our overnight lows are staying to either side of 40 degrees. So that means some snowflakes could reach the ground. We're just not looking at much in the way of sticking until you get to the highest elevations. By Tuesday, we have a chance of some hit and miss shower activity, but it'll be like yesterday, where it'll be few and far between. By Wednesday, in and out clouds. Thursday, more clouds. But temperatures eventually get back up into the 60s. So we have roller coaster temperatures through the next 7 days. Our best chance of rain is going to be Sunday and Monday. Winds are going to get breezy at times. And not just highs, but lows are going to be up and down as well. But most of us get out of that freezing range overnight after Friday night and Saturday morning. After that, we're sticking in the mid to upper 30s and lower 40s. But that is the latest in weather. Just a quick recap of what you can expect across the high desert. Our headlines include more sunshine is on the way. Friday is going to be tons of sunshine. Warming into the weekend, 60s are expected, and our next chance of rain holds off until Sunday and Monday. I do really quickly want to show you this. Don't typically put it out this early, but here's your weekend planner. Saturday, mid to upper 60s, a few low 70s possible. More PM clouds are in the forecast. And then by Sunday, PM rain. It's going to be scattered at first, becoming widespread with breaks in the shower activity, but winds are going to be breezy for many of us late Sunday through Monday and Tuesday. And then we start to see that next round of rebounding temperatures later next week, after Tuesday of next week. But that is the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News. It's at 5 and 11 on ABC, and it's 6, 7, and 11 on CBS. And again, tonight I'll be at the High Desert Stampede in Redmond at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds. We'll be in the event center there, and that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be awesome. But that's the latest in weather. We'll see y'all later, and join us tonight. See you then.